Welcome everyone to 5 Hour Impressions, where I give off a bit of a mini review after 5 hours of playtime in any given recent release. This time we'll be looking at Gravity Rush 2, released exclusively for the PlayStation 4 on January 20th, 2017. At least for those of us here in North America. Most of the world got it earlier, so this video may be a bit more redundant than anticipated, but damn it, I'm determined. So let's get started. I feel like I should address people new to the series first. First of all, the original PS Vita game has a PS4 remaster that is frequently on sale. I don't think it's mandatory to play before the sequel, but it isn't a bad, especially if you intend on jumping into Gravity Rush 2 after finishing the original. It's a great game in its own right, and a very easy game to get sucked into, but seriously, 90% of my playtime was just me doing this. And I have no regrets. While on the subject of pregame, I should also bring up the anime. Yes, this game took a page from the Final Fantasy 15 book, but don't worry, there's only 2 episodes, and they add up to a total of about 17 minutes. Both parts are available to watch on YouTube through the official PlayStation channel, with annotations here, and links in the description if you are feeling inclined enough to watch it. And unlike Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood, the anime here seems to be mostly optional. And actually, if you played the demo, you can skip part 1 entirely, as it's just a retelling of the plot there. As for part 2, it acts as a bit of a mid-sequel between games. I haven't gotten far enough into the game yet to say for sure, but skipping it is probably safe, and if not, it's only 9 minutes. I briefly mentioned a demo, and yes, there is one, but I will warn you now, it is an unfinished build. And there are some bugs and glitches that may occur here that won't in the final game. Just look at this beautiful glitch! If you are interested, I will suggest you replay it to get both the easy and expert modes, as they each have different story and gameplay events that transpire, so you'll get more bang for your not buck. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the real meat of the game. Alright, first off, you should know this game has a tutorial. A very, very long tutorial. No, seriously, this thing took up about half of my 5-hour playtime. I will admit that I was messing around a bit with side quests, but even that, the tutorial still takes about 2 hours. And the whole thing is just to reintroduce everything you could do in the first game, again, without a single new addition. Outside of the setting, which is, well, this is the first gameplay you get here. Does this look anything like what I've been showing you so far? And it gets worse. Forced losses, ability loss, massive difficulty spikes, and precision platforming, which shouldn't even be an issue for a game like this, make this tutorial honestly kinda terrible. It's the best excuse I can give for telling someone to try to play the original game before this one. But like a lot of games with oversized tutorials, it does get better if you are willing to tough it out. The game opens up a lot once you get into the main hub level of the game. At this point, you are already allowed to explore 3 of the 4 areas of the game, and in a way, you are encouraged to do so, as this will allow you to find more precious gems, these red-colored stones floating around everywhere, and to open up manholes, the fast travel of the game, which, trust me, you want to get as many of these as quickly as you can. Because it doesn't matter how good looking a game is or how fun it is to get there, eventually you will just want to go from point A to point B in as little time as possible. You start out in the marketplace region, the center area if you will, with different regions being stacked on top of each other, with the slums below you and the wealthy state above. The in-game characters here may be assholes, but damn, this place is so pretty. I don't care if they're delusional enough to kill off a large chunk of the marketplace to build an amusement park. No, seriously, they try to do that. It's just so damn pretty. But you've noticed it too, haven't you? The other reason I suggested that you get as many manholes opened as you can? If not, it's because this place is really big, but a lot of that size is just empty space. You can expect to spend a lot of time going between zones, and since there's no way to upgrade your falling speed in this game unlike the predecessor, you will eventually find yourself wanting to move about quickly and efficiently, rather than taking in all the pretty sights which you can do at any time anyway. I don't mean to use that purely as an angry transition either, this game is pretty. While I'm not immediately sold on the idea of a manga-styled world to explore, I'd be damned if I tried to convince anyone that it wasn't executed superbly. The in-game visuals, the cutscenes, and even as someone that wasn't immediately sold on the soundtrack of the first game, this game has a really good soundtrack. I mean, seriously, if you haven't played this game yet, just look up a couple songs from this game. It is beautiful. The whole presentation is set to a 1080p 30fps setup regardless of if you are playing this on a standard PS4 or a PS4 Pro, which may be a turnoff for some, but in my whole playtime, I got lag maybe once or twice. And those were insanely busy scenes that, honestly, I doubt a PS5 would be able to handle without lagging. I won't spend a lot of time on it here, but Digital Foundry did a really good video on comparing how this game runs function-wise, and I will link that in the description below as well. If you were to ask me what my least favorite part of the original game was, I would probably go with the Rift stages. Don't get me wrong, I get why they are there, and they do their job well, but it doesn't stop the game from feeling like a pace breaker when you are placed in a point A to point B stage, in the most literal sense. And these stages are turned in this game as well. I can't say for sure how many of them there are, but there was one in the tutorial. Before I bring this stage up, know that in fact, it's just one stage, and if there are others in the game, I haven't reached them yet. So this doesn't reflect my opinion on them in general, just the one stage. I know I've already brought up the graphics, but seriously, this stage is beautiful. There's also where some of my complaints for the tutorial come in, as you suffer from ability loss, albeit temporarily, and a really steep difficulty spike on one of the later challenges. When you get to this challenge here, ignore common sense! Go to the bottom of the stage and work your way up by using the stasis field projectiles to destroy the ore faster. If someone knows a better way to do this, then please let me know, because I spent way more time here than I should have. As for if it's the worst aspect anymore, no, I don't think it is. I think I'd give that honor to the tutorial. But that doesn't make it great either, especially considering the stage I played is a part of the tutorial. As for core gameplay mechanics, it's all still here, albeit tweaked ever so slightly. Cat has been made slightly heavier, but you likely won't notice it unless you are like me and you like flying around for 90% of your playtime. He's been given the ability to jump over buildings and other objects more easily by tapping the jump button repeatedly while clinging to a wall, as well as a Super Mario-esque triple jump. I haven't gotten far enough into the game to unlock all these, but in the demo I was able to unlock the Lunar and Jupiter styles as well, which make combat in this game much easier than it would be otherwise. Also, her sense of gravity shifts now so that Lunar is slower and Jupiter is faster, which makes the game feel a lot less slow. Also new to this game are online events, which will grant you Dusty tokens. Now, I haven't dabbled with this much, but from what I can tell, certain tasks can be completed with multiple people and will give you tokens, which can be used to unlock new costumes and talismans, which offer stat boosts. The Treasure Hunter minigame is the one that appeared for me, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Person A takes a picture of where the treasure chest is, with the most telling scenery possible so others find it. Person B then uses that picture to find where the chest is. They open it, then they take a picture, effectively turning into Person A, and the cycle goes on. The only thing I can tell that was removed is her backflip dodge, and while I'm sure it will be missed by some, I think it's a fair trade-off. So, all things considered, yes, I think this is a good game. A great game, even. I'm not really sure if I would say it's better or worse than its predecessor, but it's absolutely a worthy follow-up. Even with my complaints here and there, I would still recommend playing it, but seriously, if given the choice, get the original game first. It was remastered on PS4, the same system this game is on, and it will give you a much firmer grasp on how this game works than this game does. I don't think fans of the original game will be disappointed with this entry, but if you don't already have this game in your collection, I'd wait for a price drop.